All right, so from our memory jogger on last week, Friday, there were several questions that I wanted us to go over. Starting with number three. Number three says 5 equals I divided by 10. So I went ahead and wrote my equation. So the first thing I want to pay attention to is exactly how this equation is written. And so most of the time, my equation is written in the opposite way. So I'm going to go ahead and change this around to make this equation look like an irregular equation. So when I change those things around, the most important thing is that I do not flip my numbers. So when I'm getting ready to write I divided by 7, I have to make sure the I comes first because the I is first here and then my 10. So here I'm writing I divided by 10. That's the first part. Then it is equal to this 5. So there's a couple of ways that I can solve this problem. One way would be me actually putting in the answer choices that they gave me. Over on the side, I have the answer choices that they gave me. So I'm going to put them in to find the one that is true. So the first one was 50. So I would be 50 divided by 10 equals 5. So one thing that could help me to figure out if this statement is true is by turning that into a multiplication equation. 10 times 5 equals 50. So right off, that first answer choice was correct. But let's go through some of the other answer choices that you all chose. A lot of you chose 2 as a good option. And if you actually put the number back into the equation, you'll be able to see why 2 is not a good option. 2 times 5 equals 10, yes, but that's not what this equation is. I comes first, which means the 2 has to come first. 2 divided by 10 equals 5. If I try to turn that into a multiplication equation, that's not a true statement. 5 times 10 does not equal 2. So let's go ahead and look at our next equation. So here I need to balance my sides out. And so when I'm looking at that problem, I want to solve the side that has the numbers first. So this side right here has all of my numbers. I'm going to solve that side first. That side says 5 times 3. So 5, 10, 15. 5 times 3 is 15. So it has to equal z plus 8. So now I need to try to put in these answer choice options to see which one works. So the first option is 8. So instead of z, I'm going to put 8 plus 8 equals, well, those are one of my doubles. 8 plus 8 equals 16. So that's not going to work. So now I'm going to try my next option, which is 7. Still replacing the z, 7 plus 8 equals 15. So my best answer choice is 7. Z equals 7. All right, our next problem is working on the fraction number line. And in order to solve this problem, my first step is to pay attention to where the numbers start and end. So it starts at 0 and it ends at 1. So that's showing me that this is one whole. So a better way to help me to see the whole is to go ahead and draw the box. And now I'm paying attention to, well, how many pieces is this broken into? It's broken to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So that lets me know that this is broken into 6. That's going to be my denominator. So this first piece right here is 1 out of 6, 1/6. The 2 pieces are 2 out of 6, and so forth. So now that I have them all labeled, the question is asking me, well, where is J? What does that equal to? So if I look here, here's J. J stops right here. I had 1, 2 pieces out of a total of 6. So J equals 2, 6. The next question is asking me the area of the square. So the first thing I need to think about is area. Well, what is area? What do I have to measure in order to find area? In order to find area, I am thinking of the inside of this shape. So when I think of area, I should be thinking inside. And then it says it's a square. Well, what do I know about a square? It has these 4 sides, but it's something special about those sides. Those 4 sides are equal sides. So if they told me that the right side is 7 meters, it also means that this bottom side is 7 meters. So as I am working, I know my next step is to make an equation. It's just like using an array. It would be 7 going across, 7 going down, which means my equation is 7 times 7. So now I need to go through and write down my multiples of 7. So I have 7, 14, 21, that's 3 times. 28, that's 4 times. Remember, I'm going 7 times. 35, 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 42 and 49. What is the area of this shape? The area is 49 square meters. All right, the last question we are going to go over is area again, but this one is the area they give me. They tell me that the area is 54 inches. So if I think back to my problem here, we talked about area being the inside. I used a multiplication equation. I was trying to find the area, and the answer for the area goes here. So they're telling me that the area is 54 inches. That's what it's equal to. This is not a square. The sides are not all the same. My job is to figure out that missing side. They give me one side, which means they are telling me one part of my equation. So the question is asking me, well, how much is one of the long sides? So if I'm looking, I notice that it's a 6 times multiplication table. So in order to find my answer, I need to be skip counting by sixes. So 6, then 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and 54. So I got to my goal, which was 54. So now I just need to figure out, well, how many times did I have to skip count by 6 in order to get to 54? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I had a skip count 9 times, so this missing side is 9 inches.